sprite-head version of Sonic City. That brings the best of the 1993 Sega CD original into the modern era. We have new modes, new characters, hundreds of bug fixes. It's a fun time. I don't want to keep you from the action though. So this is Amy with the game. Amy is a custom character to Sonic CD Restored, featuring a CD-style spin dash and double jump. So with that, I'm gonna give a quick countdown to start the timer, which is, so that is gonna be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And we're gonna start things off, hot off the presses, skipping a cutscene and starting off with a spin dash and a trick called 3D ramp jump, which lets us stop some of our vertical momentum early. Grab these speed shoes. Definitely, totally intend to get caught on that rock. So yeah, like I mentioned, this is a fan game. Amy's trick is this double jump you're seeing here. Lets us do a lot of really unique routes and tricks that are not seen in any other version of Sonic City. Really makes this unique. It's the kind of run that is just, you know, high octane action, go, go, go. Really fun, really easy way to get into Sonic speedrunning, and you know, just that classic Sonic high-speed action. Alright, entering the Palm Tree Panic 2 here. We're gonna jump up onto the sledge, spin dash. Something you're gonna notice here about CDR that you don't notice in some of the other versions of Sonic City is that we have more control over when we time travel. In order to activate a time travel in Sonic City Restored, you have to either spin dash or touch a horizontal red spring. Otherwise, just going fast doesn't start a time travel. You have to do one of those two actions in order to start a time travel, or with Sonic, start a super peel out. It's really nice because it gives us a lot more control over, you know, time traveling. We don't have to be avoiding signposts and stuff. Just lets us use some fruits that you can't use in other versions of the game. We are coming up to Palm Tree Panic 3. This is our first boss act. Fun fact about this boss, you'll see very quickly here, he does not have invincibility frames. So that means we can end his existence quite quickly. And with that, Eggman is down. I'm gonna do a quick pause here. Ooh, missed it. That's okay. We are still finishing up this stage in under 30 seconds. Screens here. And they are so long and we cannot skip them, that in certain categories, depending on how fast you're going, they can take up to, if not more than 50% of the entire real-time portion of the game from just how long those end screens are. Ooh, I'm going to need a restart there. Got too caught up in my spiel. That's okay. We don't panic here. We're going to grab these speed shoes. Once again, we are in a little bit on the clock here, trying to get to a specific section of this level. This route, actually, I discovered getting up onto these roofs here and double jumping across, rolling through that ring box to try and avoid this. Ooh, I got really bad RNG here. Wow. Was not anticipating that. Well, it's okay, because now you get to see a little bit of the collisions in the collision chaos, you know? You gotta keep it true to the level name. That's alright. Actually got really good luck there with that backup spring. Still finishing in under a minute. Lovely level. It's pink like Amy. In the collision chaos too, we're gonna try and get up on the roof here of this level. Ooh, wow, okay. That does not always happen. And of course, I flubbed it. That's okay. That's why I love Amy. She has many backups. Gonna get a nice big bounce off of that enemy there and off of that ring box. That is sure swag. Wow, fall through the hole. That right there alone makes up for all the trouble that Collision Chaos 1 gave us. We're gonna do a trick called QRJs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We call those QRJs or quad/point roof jumps because depending on the character you're playing, you can skip 4 of those roofs or 5 of them. With Sonic and Knuckles, you can skip 4. With Tails and Amy, you can skip 5. And so it's kind of supposed to be a play on words off of, you know, the BLJ, backwards logic up in the Mario 64 community. So now we're coming up on the hardest stage of the game. And it's done. Every character in Sonic 2D Restored can skip the boss tier in Collision Chaos 3 with varying degrees of difficulty. Not something you can do in the modern CD11, the modern version of Sonic CD called CD11 by the fanbase. Alright, coming up into Tidal Tempest here, we're gonna try and get a big bounce off of this Firefly. Amazing. And we're going to go to the bad future. We're gonna do a smash jump. Jump through these enemies. Oof. Okay. That's okay. Of all of the mistakes we can make here, that is probably the most minor one we can make. It's alright. We're still gonna finish in under 30 seconds. This Tidal Tempest 1 strat is one of my favorites because it's not something that any of the other categories really use, and it just looks so cool to get those Badnik bounce chains. Alright, Tidal Tempest 2. You're gonna fall down into this second little cubby, and we are going to jump across this gap, get this pass sign. You'll notice, hey, why can't I go up that way? That's usually a ceiling. That is a result of the fact that Sonic CD Restored uses the updated maps from Sonic Origins Plus, added specifically for Knuckles to have some unique routes. Since some other characters use it, we don't necessarily use them in the Amy runs, but it's cool that you can kind of get a little sneak peek and see that they're there. And you're gonna hop up here, hop up on these springs. We're gonna intentionally get hit by that enemy. Just saves us a little bit of time. Not a huge time save, just one of those time saves that's pretty easy to get, so we'll take it when we can. A 48, that is not a bad time to get on this stage. Tidal Tempest is being slightly nicer to us than Collision Chaos was. Tidal Tempest 3 is a really interesting stage. So every character has a very unique way that they deal with this boss. To varying degrees of difficulty, from Knuckles being almost crazy impossible, with Sonic's being very difficult, and Amy and Tails is being a little bit on the easier side. My preference, personally. We're gonna grab this invincibility, hop down here, we're gonna stand in front of this brick, and we're gonna watch Eggman's bubbles, but try and bounce on his head. See? Looks like we messed that up. It's okay. We got the backup. Alrighty. Still finishing off that with a sub 50. One of the longer boss acts in the game, but definitely one of the most straightforward. Now we are heading to the first instance of what the community lovingly refers to as commentator skip. And that's because this is a level that goes by so quickly, it is very difficult to commentate exactly what's happening. We're going to once again head to the bad future. We're going to do some maneuvering here through this Badnik. See if this guy will be nice to us, and that nice warm enemy is, and finishing with a 22. There's a lot of precise movement throughout all of Quartz Quadrant, but especially Quartz Quadrant 1 and the beginning half of Quartz Quadrant 2, especially for playing Sonic. Really fun stages, really easy to go fast in. I personally feel like they are the Green Hill Zone of Sonic City if we're trying to compare to a more well-known Sonic game. We are going to grab these speed shoes, leap under those rocks, and we're actually gonna stop here and intentionally grab this generator, because this lines us up for a bounce off of the shield box. And nice, get that jump. We can skip a little bit of this area if we get that jump. We didn't get the best variation of that trick, but I'm still always really happy when I get that trick because getting that timing down is a lot tighter than you may imagine. Here on this wonderful time-traveling adventure, Amy got to make sure that she still gets her workout in, you know? Chasing that Eggman, killing Badniks, you know? She still got to go to the gym now and then. Today is leg day. Something called Skid Strat, where I press left for 1 frame instead of slowing down to avoid these bombs. And the reason I do that is because the amount of bombs that Eggman drops here is determined by how fast the treadmill is going. And so by doing Skid Strat, we are able to skip one of these bombs and end the stage just a little bit faster. About 1 more. And we are free. And heading on into one of the most difficult stages in the game. Wacky Workbench. Wacky Workbench is very technical, especially Wacky Workbench 1, so this is just something you definitely don't want to miss. It has really good music, though. That is the one upside about getting to Wacky Workbench and runs is you can definitely vibe to these cool tunes. That is one of my favorite features Sonic City Restored is the fully customizable soundtrack. Ooh, bad RNG there. That's alright. Alright, wow, okay. Double bad RNG. It's alright. We are still very close to the end of the stage here. Wow, okay. Wacky Workbench 1 just does not like me today. That's alright. We just got to listen to more of that awesome music and still finish it under a minute. That's the one nice thing to speedrunners appreciate about Sonic City Restored over the main version of the game is it reduces a lot of the RNG. Now, I'm gonna go a little bit quiet here because there is a music cue for this upcoming trick, which you will see why it is called what it is if I get it. It's called the Walking Mega Boing Boing. Very missed the timing there. So, if I would have gotten it, we would have gotten 2 bounces off of the bench there. The audio cue is really interesting because, do you notice? This is the Metallic Madness music. This is one of the optional tracks for this stage in Sonic City Restored. But it just ever so happens that the beat drop lines up with the timing for the Mega Boing Boing. So that's just a really fun little neat fact that I know myself and fellow music nerds in the community appreciate. Heading into Wacky Workbench 3, if we were getting a leg workout in Quartz Quadrant 3, we're definitely getting our upper body workout here, climbing to the top, chasing Eggman to the top of this area, flying high into the sky. slowest acts in the game. But my favorite feature is right here. You can hit Eggman back to back. You don't have to wait for the audio cue and then phase through him. It is such a small change, but oh so satisfying just to wail on Eggman. Avoid those spikes. And Eggman is now a rotten egg. Eggman's gonna charge up the egg peel out. Oh no! Got away! That's okay. We're heading into our next instance of commentator skip, that being Stardust Speedway 1. The stage, and Stardust Speedway in general, definitely lives up to its name. It is very speedy, very technical, lots of these weaving through up and down and all around through these paths, hitting these path switchers. Gonna do a short jump here. Fly high into the sky, and finish the stage. Sub 21. Fantastic. Fantastic Stardust Speedway 1. I am so happy with that. See? Amy is too. Speedway 2. Gonna start off here with a spin dash jump up this ramp, roll through these enemies. We're gonna slow down here, change paths, bonk our head on the ceiling to gain some speed here. Ooh. Just barely got late on this timing. That's okay. Like I mentioned earlier, Amy having backups upon backups to recover here. And finish the stage in under 30 seconds. Under 30 seconds thing, the reason I keep mentioning it is because other than Title Tempest 2, every other non-boss act, so every other Act 1 and Act 2 in the game, can be beaten in under 30 seconds. We're heading into the one, the only, Metal Sonic fight. Now this is really tough. In the original game, in CD93, this boss was way harder than it is in the modern re-releases. And that difficulty has been restored in Sonic CD Restored, making this fight from a break in the run that, you know, is a good way to rest and relax before Metallic Madness into something that is an actual nerve-wracking threat, especially the second half. It's gonna be cheesy here. And we still win. And Eggman is just right here, right on her tail. And finishing with a nice and consistent 107. Finally, we are entering the last zone of the game, Metallic Madness. This entrance to MM1 is so precise. Gotta deal with the timing here. Nice, very nice. Got the luck that we wanted. And with the right timing, can just hold right for the rest of the stage. Fantastic time here in MM1. To double check, but I think that might actually be a level PB. I don't know if I've gotten a 26 before. Well, just in case, That is what the Sonic City community refers to our personal best times. Metallic Madness 2. Still have the heat on. Going to spin dash off of this piston. Get thrown up onto this ramp. Get onto the ceiling. Spin dash. Now, there's a couple of ways to deal with getting on the ceiling here at the end. But we're going to use this ball bomb and Amy's fantastic double jump to do it instead. 30 seconds. Metallic Madness has definitely been this has been one of the most exciting Metallic Madnesses I've done in a very long time. Very awesome, very happy that I get to do it here at Star Wars Aloud for all of you. Grab this invincibility. Jump up here. Jump over this spike pit. Nope, don't fall down there. Don't want to fall into the doom pit. Jump up here, roll into this piston. Damage boost the spikes. And now, the real final boss, the lightning bugs. By standing under this door, we force the bugs to spawn on top of each other, which makes them easier to kill in one shot. Fortunately, the bug RNG is not playing nice today. That is okay. We are here. We are at the final boss, the D-pad of doom! Time is going to be coming up in about a minute. Time will end on the final hit of this boss when the explosions start. We did awesome, fantastic. I paused there because that was a trick called double hit. So we got the first 2 hits of the boss and very quickly. Going to damage boost here on purpose to try and get this 3rd hit early. Going to watch out for the homing fin. And like I mentioned, time is coming up in just a second. And time! Fantastic run! I am so happy I got to do this for you. You all, this was a lot of fun. Running through Sonic CD Restored. Got the way past full screen. 14:26:15 IGT. Thank you so much for being here. This is the Sonic CD Restored Auto Splitter screen. This has a bunch of fun information. Your total IGT time, your score, your time zones, your deaths, your splits, your mother's maiden name, your childhood phone number, your dad's social security number, all the things you need to submit to speedrun.com. And with that, that is it. That is all for me and Sonic CD Restored. If you want to see more of me, my name once again is FawkesRocks. You can find me streaming twitch.tv/Fox_rocks or on Twitter @FawkesRocks. I had so much fun doing this for you guys. We have so many more runs here for you at No Star Wars Allowed. I am going to hand it off